There's no way it can be serious. We're talking You Gotta Be Kitten Me, a Target exclusive from Stoneblade Entertainment. Welcome back to Talking Cardboard. Thank you for joining us on this review episode. I am excited to be presenting a game that's kind of near and dear to my heart. If you like the content, you can click subscribe, like, leave a comment. We love interacting with the community. As per usual, I'm Jurch. To my right, we've got John. To my left, we've got Cory and Ryan. And on this episode, we're talking about You Gotta Be Kitten Me, a Target exclusive produced by Stoneblade Entertainment. And a disclosure before we go any further, I am an employee of Stoneblade Entertainment, so I'm going to leave most of the opining and recommendations to the rest of the panel, but I can definitely give you a rundown on what this game is all about. If you've played any sort of liar's dice or hidden information games, You Gotta Be Kitten Me is that exact same vein. Players are given little tokens to represent their lives and the number of cards they're dealt that will contain pictures of adorable little animals, kittens and dogs, and accessories on those animals. So you've got hats, you've got bow ties, you've got glasses, and then they come in different colors. Your job is to guess between the hand of cards you have and everybody else's hand of cards if there is a certain number of a specific accessory or a certain number of the same color of accessory. So you're going to bid a number and your accessory, and then play progresses around the table where the next person has to increase the bid. It can be the same item, the same color, or it could be something different, but the number has to be higher. If ever it gets to a point where you think it's too high, then you say, You Gotta Be Kitten Me. You challenge the opponent's bid. Everybody reveals their card, and you add in the top card of the deck as a little bit of kind of randomness. You count up what that bid was. If the revealed amount was the bid or more, the person who challenged loses one of their cute little token lives. Or if the bid was fewer, then the person who made the bid loses one of their token little lives. Everybody shuffles the cards back together, cards are dealt back out, but if you lost a life, you get one fewer card. The game plays until either one person's eliminated, whoever has the most lives left wins, or you play until there's one person left. It's a fun, quick game. It's for all ages 8 and up. It takes like 15 to 20 minutes to play, and it plays anywhere from 2 to like 10 players. All right, Cory, as the person here with the most pets at home, I want you to start off with your initial experience with You Gotta Be Kitten Me and some of the pros you feel.
Well, the initial experience I had was when you first brought it over set it on the table, and I initially thought to myself, You Gotta Be Kitten Me, because I did not think, I mean, the aesthetic, you think Target exclusive, you think kind of the more cutesy, more, friendly aesthetic, not really my style typically. But I have 2 young daughters at home. I am looking forward to getting this to the table with them because I think they will enjoy the theme. I think it's family friendly. Everybody can enjoy it. I mean, who can't get behind cute cats and dogs? But definitely, like you said in the intro, it is a lighter, more family weight kind of party style game that everybody can understand within 2 minutes. And I really enjoyed it. I guess my initial impression on it was I was very surprised by how quick it plays, and then it's kind of like Liar's Dice or No Thanks or any of those other kind of fast-paced games where people can pick up on it quickly, but all ages can also be competitive in the game too, which I really think that is a very big positive for this game. So that's my initial impression on it.
Yeah, Ryan, what are some of the things you enjoyed about You Gotta Be Kitten Me?
I like how fast it played. I mean, that could be a plus or minus depending how you look at it. But I mean, you can learn it as fast as if you listen to the start of this video. Jurch taught you the game. That's all you need to know. It's a good game. I agree with Cory. It's a great game for families, especially young families. It's right up that alley for sure.
Cool. John, anything we've missed so far with the overall like kind of positive aspects of it?
Yeah, I'll reiterate the ease of play and getting this to a group setting. Like, definitely a good game for that. I think the more people you play with, actually, the more entertaining this really could be, just because there's just so much more randomness and trying to keep people on their toes, thinking through the math in their head on what actually is a high bid at a higher player count. One thing we didn't talk about was the special cat cards in the deck. It kind of throws even more of a twist in the game, either by getting you to skip your turn so you don't have to make a bid. There's also cards that let you draw more cards in your hand thus screwing everyone up, but giving you more information to help you make your bids in the future. I think that's really cool. Yeah, other than that, can't really think of anything. I guess one nice thing for people might be that there is blank cards included in the game that you can go and you can actually plot out pictures of your own pets, add them to the game, and add some stickers on there to give them hats or whatever you want on the card.
That
so
is really cool.
that's unique. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, like John mentioned, there's a QR code. You scan it, takes you to a website where you can upload photos of your pets. It comes with a sticker sheet, so then you just feed that through your printer, prints off the pictures, you add the cards yourself, so you can have a customized game. It's pretty cool. And John, as the person who's won most of the times we've played this as Talking Cardboard, do you feel that there is enough depth to this game where it will also speak to more intense gamers?
I mean, I guess that's a tough one to say, because I was trying to think of like a con, but I really couldn't. I mean, you're getting what you expect from this game. Like, it's a party game that's going to be similar to Liar's Dice. It does that well, and I can't say there's a drawback to that, because that's all it's trying to be. It's not trying to do anything else. For more experienced gamers, this probably isn't going to be something you're like craving to get to the table, but if you're looking for a filler game in between two longer games, like this is easy to pull out and play in 10-15 minutes while someone's figuring out the next game. So I think everyone will get it to the table in one way or the other.
Yeah, and I know when we're thinking of like the Resistance, that's one of our kind of favorite party hidden role, a lot of kind of social deduction games. Ryan, you're usually the player that beats me at that, to a lot of frustration on my part. Do you feel like that this game has a place in like kind of a casual rotation? I know it's not quite as deep as the Resistance, but
yeah, I would say it's really not close to the level of Resistance. There's a lot less interaction.
Yeah. But you also need more time and patience with the Resistance,
yeah, like
which
this
you might
goes
not have.
Fast. Like I'd say another thing that I think could maybe improve this, if you're like really looking for more of a gamer's game, is like modifying, like we had talked about, having to pass. Everyone passes a card to their left, so there's some shared information that can make it interesting.
Yep.
And also, if the number of special cards was added to the deck based on the number of players, just because as with only 4 players, there's so many cards in the deck that they just came up so infrequently that it was like, it would have been more fun if we were using more of those.
Or you can even table rule or house rule, like instead of flipping one card up in the end, you throw up 5 cards.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Or
I mean, it'd probably make it so you always lose, but because honestly, when we've played this and done the bidding, a lot of the bids come within one of what it actually ends up being. Like this game, once you figure it out, like a lot of the times it's really, really tight. I mean, there's a few that weren't, but that was pretty infrequent, to be honest.
Yeah, it provides for a lot of stand-up moments too with that, or if everybody played with one face-up card or something like that, just for a little bit more information. It might, but you can house rule the heck out of this game. I really think you can definitely house rule it for those more involved gamers looking for more of a game. But really, like Ryan said, this game is not disguised as something it's not. It is what it sets out to do. It's a very nice, fast filler. I don't know the price point on this game, but I can't imagine it's too much. So, definitely a lower price point, nice filler game. Whereas like the Resistance is more of a disguising itself, or it looks more like a filler, but it's actually more of an involved, intense game. This is not disguised in any other way than it is a filler game, a fun party game, and it's one that I could see playing with my 75-year-old grandparents. They would understand it, all the way down to 8-year-olds, pretty much. It's a wide range of players can really have fun in this game, I think. So, or house rule it down or up depending on the complexity you're looking for.
And I think we're getting close to where we want to start adding in some house rules for our experience.
Yeah.
What do we think about some of the cons or ways that this game could improve? Cory, I'll kind of start with you.
Yeah, the con is really that it is just a filler game. I guess that's kind of more of a con for me. It might be a con for others, is that, it's a game that's not going to be your game of the night. Unless, some households enjoy that sort of thing where you're playing a game 100 times over because it does play so quickly.
Exclusively play party games. That's all they do for
sure. I just don't think, even like a party game night, I don't think this is going to be exclusively the game you play all night long.
Too simple for a...
Too simple, too quick. So I guess that's my first biggest con, is that it is kind of like you sit down and play it a couple times and you've kind of had your fill, or it has scratched that itch for you, and then you kind of move on to the next game. So
yeah, Ryan, do you have anything you want to add on cons or ways that this game could kind of be improved?
I think it's for you if you like a game that's fast and simple and good for young kids. I think it's not for you if you're looking for something that is a little more gamey and you don't like puns.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's a game for non-gamers, but then you also know who this isn't going to kind of be calibrated for.
I've got one other like minor con too, is that there is a lot of metagame that kind of gets thrown into the mix after you've played it a bunch too, to where, like John said, every game felt like it was within 1 point. So it does lead to a lot of stand-up moments, and like, oh, you're banking on what that top card is being flipped face up to see what that is, to determine.
So suspenseful, though.
It is suspenseful just based on that, but if you can metagame it or kind of math it down to just that, where every time it's just based on the flip of a card, you might as well just flip the card to begin with and not even play the game.
Sure, that's a good point.
So that's just one minor thing that it could, if you outsmart the system a little bit, you're not really as much reading your opponents as much as you are just mathing it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point. And I think that a lot of the games of this type of liar's dice is you do run into the math and the probability and likelihood. Maybe you're just playing with people that are pretty good at that math. So it always comes down to the one unknown in the experience. But that is a good point that we've noticed every time we've been playing this game, is it comes down to the chance card, essentially. Yeah.
I do, to that point a little bit, I think a lot of other kind of liar's games, like we mentioned, though, there's more unknown information, whereas this one, with only 3 cards in front of you, like, there's just not a lot of information, so it's very easy to be like, all right, I have 3, I can count on probably 1 more from each player, so then 7 or 8 is kind of where you're at. It's just like pretty easy to figure that out, whereas if everyone had maybe 2 cards per life, then it's like a lot more variable. And that might be a little more
house
interesting.
rule.
Yeah, another opportunity for house rule. Well, I think we've gotten to a good point on this. I know that I've taught this game plenty. I'm going to be teaching it plenty more. It's very easy and quick to learn. The replayability is there. As long as you have your expectations calibrated that this is going to be not a one game sit down and then you'll play it the whole night, unless your group is like party games or more casual gamers. I think we can go to our reviews on this.
But what was the price point on this? $100?
It's a little bit less than that. It's $19.99 at Target. Yep. Yeah, so it's nice and affordable, and it's a game that people can just swing on their way to a social gathering and pick it up and then be able to bust it out and play it for up to 10 people. So, John, we'll throw it over to you for your final rating.
If I'm comparing this solely to other party games, I'd say this is one of the better ones I've played. So I'd give it, in the party game category, probably 9.
Awesome. Cory, what do you think?
I'm at a solid 8 out of 10. It's definitely a nice, solid party game that stands out from some of the other party games I've played. Maybe not the best, game for replayability, like for our group specifically, but definitely, a solid 8 out of 10 that I wouldn't mind picking this up for myself and bringing it to larger gatherings with more non-gamers.
Yeah. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think saying, like, leaving it within just a party category is a good way to do it, because it is just too simple to compare broadly to other games. But within that, I would agree with like an 8. Like, it goes fast, you can play with a lot of people, and it's fun.
Awesome. So for us here at Talking Cardboard, whether you're an animal fan or not, we enjoyed playing You Gotta Be Kidding Me, and hope you do too. Check it out at Target.